Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and this is another Crypto Empire live stream. Let's get right into it. Hope everyone's doing great. Smash up that like button on your way in here. And let's get into our crypto market overview. Shout out to everyone in the live chat right now. We got Crypto Maniac, we got Vikey Odin, and we got DD. What's going on, lads? Be sure to smash up the like button. Now, I want to start off starting like we always do with the market overview, and we'll look at BTC, but there's a lot of crazy news today, so I want to spend some time looking at the news. But as it stands right now, we are seeing prices pull back. Bitcoin at 93,900, Ethereum at 1785. Really not too drastic of any drop so far, as you can see. Really, it's like minus 1% on the day for most of these coins. Pretty flat. Looking at the crypto bubbles top 100, mostly red, some green, and really not too many major moves in either direction. You know, all minus 10% moves really that we're seeing out of the top 100. Let's get right into these charts. So first chart we're going to look at is USDT dominance. And the main thing to note here is that the price has been unable to close below this previous swing low level, which leads me to believe that it's likely going to see a retracement higher if before potentially dropping lower here. And being that this is an inverse chart to the crypto market, when this does go up, it leads to lower prices on Bitcoin and altcoins. So we've been watching this now since price has come to our level at 5%. And this happened on about a week ago on Tuesday, April 22nd. And price has spent a lot of time here in the zone, but it's just been unable to close below it. Also have the daily 200 EMA right at the level 2. We tapped it, and it looks like we have a nice rounded bottoming, and we're going to get a nice move up here. There is a level at 5.15%, which is the Monday high. This is a local level. If we're going to have a nice pullback to Bitcoin into the high 80,000s, we're at least going up here to 5.35% on USDT dominance. Main chart you want to be watching for sure. Now, Bitcoin dominance. This sketch was a scenario I drew last stream. Let's get rid of that. Bitcoin dominance is bull flagging, and it looks like it's ready to rip up higher, as one can see just here on the chart. Let me find my thing. Here it is. We're looking for the parallel channel. Right, as one can see, it's pretty clear that this is just in a sideways bull flag. And it looks like it wants to break higher, and we know our key level is up here at 66%. Still hasn't hit yet. We want to keep tabs on that. Now let's get into the corn. The corn, Bitcoin. So BTC on let's go to the 12-hour time frame is fine. So we have a very tight Monday range form now, with the high price being up here at 95,500 and the low price being down here at 92,750. This Monday low is formed on exactly during the Sunday live stream. If you guys remember this Sunday 2 days ago when we were live, right? Price was down here. That was the Monday low that formed right at the time of that stream. And now price has been inside of the range, but it hasn't deviated above or below just yet. Now, if we look at Ethereum did deviate the Monday high just here. And that's your short trigger, right? But anyways, Bitcoin hasn't, ETH did. That was a warning. Also, just the fact I was expecting this because of USDT dominance looking like it was ready to make a move higher. Okay, so this pullback, even though it really isn't substantial at all to this point, we've been looking for it. The signs have all been there. We're in the very early stages of it right now, if this is going to be it. Or to the other side, we just have, we just have a very shallow retracement back down to like support in the high or the low 90s, I should say, like 91, 92K again, like over here. And then we just push up to 100K, right? What's going to happen right now? Let's take it step by step, level by level. Main thing is USDT dominance. Reacting to, first of all, 5.15 and then 5.35, I think, is going to get hit. 5.35%. So, yeah, that's what we're looking for right now. Again, main level for BTC that we want to see is 89K. That is that previous range low from November, December, and January. And price has not retested the level yet after a very aggressive breakout above. So the breakout's been very aggressive. It has had really no opportunity for anybody to hop into this trend. Now we have hit major resistance at the previous swing high level and price has stalled. It's not a good idea whatsoever to be a buyer up here, I think, of Bitcoin specifically. Right? It doesn't make any sense to be a buyer of Bitcoin up here, unless you're going to wait like 10 years or something, but that's probably not most people. Right? Most people are in this to get rich quick. They want the quick gain. So anyways, very aggressive move. It would make a ton of sense to see a price pull back here. This is a very critical point in the chart in the sense where, if this level is broken, we are potentially looking at a move back up to the all-time high. But if not, then could this just be another higher low? Right? These are the things I'm thinking about right now. These are the things I'm trying to assess. And the thing is, nobody really knows exactly how this is about to play out, but we can draw up different scenarios and be prepared for whatever the market, whichever direction it does actually take here. So yeah, that's what we are seeing now on BTC. Now let's get into the news because it actually is relevant to this price action currently. So the first piece of news is yesterday, Spain, Portugal, and France were hit by major power outages. It was a widespread power outage that struck Spain, France, and Portugal. And at around 12:30 p.m., the lights in homes, businesses, and stores across the country went out. Also, people lost access to their mobile data and Wi-Fi on cell phones. So they went completely black, completely dark. Public transportation halted. Metro services were suspended. Businesses closed. Their doors and public vehicles are immobilized due to non-functioning traffic signals. So a lot of fear right here in this headline. Now, this was yesterday. This happened already. But a little bit of a cyber attack. Maybe a precursor for what's to come. Makes a lot of sense. But anyways, this happened. And there's also some other stuff happening in terms of a conflict between India and Pakistan. So Pakistan says that India is planning to attack in 24 to 36 hours. So a potential war invasion headline here is brewing. We know what happens when war hits. The market pukes, but it always quickly rebounds after the initial war headline. So if this actually does happen and India decides to raid into Pakistan and go and attack them, and start a full scale war between these two countries, well, guess what? That's probably going to be a big war fear headline, and it could potentially spook the markets. But we know we want to buy the invasion. We want to buy the fear of the invasion. That always comes very shortly after the headline. So this could happen tomorrow or the day after. Something to keep an eye on right now. And with Bitcoin at resistance and USDT dominance at support, my bias is again looking for the pullback. But anyways, let's go ahead and keep it moving on. So as we can see here, Truth Social, which is Donald Trump's social media platform that he made himself after he was banned from Twitter because of one political party not at all exercising the right of free speech. But anyways, Truth Social is now exploring a utility token. Truth Social wants to launch an altcoin that will give people access to premium services in the Truth Plus platform. Now, I personally don't know a single person who uses Truth Social besides Trump. Like, nobody's on the platform. Nobody cares about it. We have our main social media platform. So he's going to launch a coin and raise a bunch of money. It's the same thing as the Melania and the Trump coin and the Libra coin. It's the same old bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelsier Ventures is once again behind the launch, just like they were for Trump and Melania and Libra. So we know what happened when Trump launched his coin in January 20th. It was the top of everything. If he wants to go ahead and launch another, bullshit coin for Truth Social, it's quite a obvious warning sign of things that, can potentially happen. Just going to pull liquidity out of other things in the market and just drain it. So anyways, something to keep an eye on. This was just an announcement. There is no set date of a coin launch or anything like that, but this just happened around 2 hours ago. They made this announcement. So I would consider this bearish news personally. I interpret this, if Trump is going to launch another coin, it's bearish to me. Let's move on now. Opposite, we got a bullish headline from our guy Vivek, who is a Bitcoin magazine reporter. And he says, White House just said that there is a space race among countries to accumulate Bitcoin. The USA will buy very quickly. So a bit of a FOMO headline here saying that the US is about to buy a ton of Bitcoin because of a space race, an arms race. Well, I've been talking about the AI arms race between the US and China quite a bit recently here on the live streams. My theory is that the tariffs are just to inhibit China's AI growth. It's a Cold War with AI, right? It's like the space race, but it's the AI race. And like I said, just like CZ said yesterday, he thinks that Satoshi is AI, Bitcoin is AI. I've said it before here on the channel, months before CZ said that, founder of Binance. But anyways, yeah, Bitcoin is AI. Bitcoin, there is a space. Like everything is like interconnected and makes sense if you can, of course, see through the lines. But it all makes perfect sense to me. But this headline is just to make people FOMO. It's a very bullish headline. Get a bunch of clicks. Anyways, let's move on now. So as of 20 minutes ago, Trump said that. So Trump really wants to fire Jerome Powell. That's another big thing right now. Trump really wants to fire Powell, right? He says he is more knowledgeable than Fed Chair Jerome Powell. And he also said that you're not supposed to criticize the Fed. You're supposed to let them do their thing. But I know much more than Powell does about interest rates, believe me. So first 100 days rally, Trump has been in office officially for 100 days. And he wants to get rid of Powell. He said he can do Powell's job better than him. Now keep in mind, there is an FOMC meeting in a week. Or 8 days, I should say, actually. It's on May 7th, I believe. Wednesday, May 7th. If I have my calendar correct in my head, is the next FOMC meeting. And then there's another FOMC meeting the following month. Let me pull up the Forex Factory calendar. So we got 2 FOMCs in back-to-back months coming up. If we go to our crypto calendar, and we got it here on Wednesday, May 7th. Yep. And then in June, let's see, June. Can we get the whole week, please? Let's redo that. Anyways, there's another FOMC meeting in June. I don't know the exact date. And Forex Factory's calendar is quite annoying to use. So yeah, we're not going through the months week by week, day by day here. May and June FOMC. Is there going to be interest rate cuts? A lot of people are praying that there's interest rate cuts so that their altcoin bags pump. All the expectations are still pausing, still like flat, no changes. So, being that like there's a 90, I don't know the percent chance exactly. It's like a 99% chance that there's going to be no changes. I think it's like really praying and trying to force something by saying that, oh, they're going to cut interest rates in a week. Like it doesn't look that way at all. So keep that in mind. Now moving on, as of today at 8:45 a.m., 21 shares files for a Dogecoin ETF with NASDAQ. So a Doge ETF, it's written, Doge will get an ETF. Doge is the meme coin that, if there's any meme coin that's going to stand the test of time and not get obliterated by like regulations or something or other down the road, it is Dogecoin. Dogecoin will stand the test of time. So anyways, yeah, Doge. Let's just look at Doge real quick, actually. On our monthly chart. So anyways, on the monthly, we can see that it's just coming out of Doge pumps every few years, basically. Here's the 2021 Saturday Night Live pump to the all-time high at 73 cents. Bear market, right? Here's this cycle's performance. It went from around 5 cents to just under 50 cents, 48 cents. Now we're back at 17 cents. Look, Doge is written to go to at least $1. It's written. This isn't like some moon boy thing. Oh, Doge to $1. Like, Elon has hinted at it so many times. It's very obvious that Elon is, very much a part of Dogecoin, if not totally behind the entire thing. He's hinted at it going to $1 so many times, it's not even funny. So, Dogecoin is a very safe bet in the crypto market. There's not really a lot of safe bets out there, and even Doge has inherent risk. But just keep that in mind, right? If you guys are like sick of going on the fringe and buying these like super random coins that you've never heard of before and are just like popping up out of nowhere, if you just want old reliable, Bitcoin and Dogecoin, those are old reliable, 100%. And let's see, one more piece of news for right now. So Congress has introduced a new bill to stop insider trading, and it's called, ironically, the Pelosi Act, preventing elected leaders owning securities investments. The Pelosi Act. Incredible stuff. So, of course, Nancy Pelosi, infamous for her insider trades and being, the best trader that the world really has like ever seen. As a 85-year-old or whatever, old hag. It's pretty amazing stuff. Well, obviously, she has insider information. So anyways, this is a new bill being proposed. We'll see if it happens. And look, even if this gets passed, there's going to be ways around it. We're at the end of the republic, right? When everything is so corrupt down to the core, they're just going to run it to the ground. That's the reason why Congress is they're the most profitable traders in the U.S. So they're going to keep running it to the ground. So even if they do pass this bill, there's going to be ways around it. They're going to keep on just straight up scamming, basically. So anyways, fun stuff. It's funny. The Pelosi Act, ha, ha, ha. Keep the people happy. Yeah, we're going to get them. We're going to get all these crooked congressmen. Nothing ever changes. Come on, let's be real for a second. But anyways, those are our headlines for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the little news segment. And back to the price. Back to the Bitcoin price. It does appear we have now tested the weekly open, and we're getting a reaction right from our weekly open at 93,700. And did that line up with dominance hitting? No, dominance didn't hit 5.15 even. So we'll see. This thing, dominance, USDT dominance, again, this looks like a nice rounded bottom at a very important key level. It's likely going to see some relief after such a large drop. It would be something else if it just went like this down to the next level. More likely than not, if we're going to have a healthy trending structure, it's going to retrace and then go lower. So the retrace here going up is the pullback we're looking at on the crypto market. Let's see. Looking at our live audience, we got Livin' La Vito Crypto. What's going on? And Curtis. What's up, Curtis? WP, Lee J, Dan Griffiths. What's going on? D Fox, what up? Adrian Kent, Glasshopper77 says, buy all summer, sell in the fall. All right. I like the message. Declan Wyatt says, smash the like. What's up, Connor? What is up, Declan? Shout out to Matt1 as well as M2. Who is absolutely loving the Pelosi Act. Looks like he's having a great laugh over there in our live comment section. Perfectly fine. Laughter is good. Laughter is a very good thing. Let's see. HD says, good evening, bro. Great stream so far. Hope your day was good. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Abdul, the real ape fader. What up? He said he bought H-bar today, and we got Dex85. How are you? Dynasty asks, will Litecoin break out soon? So again, we know our stance on USDT dominance. It does look ready to go higher, which doesn't bode well for altcoins. But let's look at LTC anyway and see what's going on. A lot of coins look quite bullish, but if Bitcoin spoils the party, unfortunately, I don't see altcoins being able to, swim against the current in whichever direction Bitcoin goes. So Litecoin, will it break out soon? So main thing is it hasn't reclaimed its previous swing high yet, which is at $88.56. So as of right now, this has not yet confirmed a break of structure bullishly to the upside like many altcoins have done, like Bitcoin has done, like the total has done. Real quick though, if we look at the total too, talking about some potential signs of weakness and unable to reclaim the previous swing high. Another sign is the fact that altcoins, the total too, it hasn't reclaimed the previous swing high either. So that is something to note. The total has, but remember, Bitcoin is in the total, right? Bitcoin is not in the total too. So anyways, altcoins unable to reclaim the previous swing high at this point in time. It's at $1.1 trillion. But back to Litecoin. The question is, will it break out soon? Again, I went over the Bitcoin analysis. I said you should be a little bit careful up here at the 95K resistance. There's been no pullbacks on Bitcoin. There's been no pullbacks on anything, really. And now we're straight up into higher time frame resistance levels. So will it break out soon? I'm going to say no. It's going to pull back first before it just shoots up. And I would be looking so it already hit this. So our origin of this move happened at $76 on the 20th, 420. So I would be looking between like $80 to $75 for a potential pullback, right? That's all of this in this circle. That would also be a sweep of the previous week low, something to note. And then I would look for the breakout. And we'll come back to it in like a week and see how we did here. But I see that as a very likely scenario to happen. But it's just that. It's a scenario. There's no guarantee that it will happen exactly like that. I'm sure you understand that. And the real ape fader says that he bought H-bar today. Curious why you bought today. Any reason in particular? Or you were just feeling like buying some H-bar today? There's no wrong answer to the question, by the way. But anyways, H-bar hit the level in April, on April 7th. The bottom for everything, down here at 13 cents. Hit 12.5 cents. And here it is now at 18 cents, right? So from that low, it is up 48%. So with most things, we have the previous week low sticking out. Most coins, I should say. And H-bar also has his monthly open down here at 16.2 cents. Let me go to my other chart that I have marked up. Here we go. So, one thing to note. H-bar continues back to the daily time frame. Let me extend this. Right? So what is this? It's a previous swing high, a very important previous swing high on H-bar. Price wicked it on Friday of last week, Swept it, swing failure pattern. So another one where it's looking not essentially like too strong. This is a bearish posture is what it is. Again, because it hasn't closed above the previous swing high. This is a key level. You guys have to understand 18.7 cents key level. Price swing failure pattern at that resistance, it looks like it wants to pull back. It does. It does indeed. So anyways, that's H bar. I mean, big levels over here around 15 if it comes back there. But previous week lows at 16.6. But this tells a story. Sometimes a picture tells 1,000 words, as the saying goes. Or something like that. M2 says I'm a she, LOL. All good, M2. Well, you are perfectly fine to laugh to your heart's content about the Pelosi Act, because I also think it is quite funny. It is too ironic. What's the saying? Fate loves irony or something like that? I'm full of these one-liner sayings if you guys haven't noticed. I got one for most situations. So they'll randomly come out. Let's see. Temi says, we actually have a question from T2006. It says, hey, Connor, I have a question about staking TREB. When I'm done staking my XTREB, how do I convert it back to treble tokens? Do I need to lock it up for 90 days? So a question like this, you're simply able to, by the way, TREB's looking decent. Pumping up to 34 cents today. 33.7. Seeing a bit of a pullback, not really that much, but that's to be expected with the current stance on the market that we're seeing. So yeah, when it comes to staking TREB, long story short, you just go to the unstake section, right? You'll hit max, and yes, you do have to wait the period of unstaking. Indeed, you do. Health Goat says, is XDC a good buy now? Is XDC a good buy right now? So on the monthly, from high to low, I want to turn on my 50% and my 705%. So on the monthly, notice how the 705 fib retracement has acted as strong support here. All right, so price hit that on April 7th. A lot of stuff left behind from November 2024, but these would be bear market lows down here at 3 cents in the future. Now, is it a good buy now? Another one. I mean, in this case, our previous swing high is going to be all the way up here. Right, this one as well at 8.8 cents could be used, which is the 50% of the current fractal. But yeah, price has not been able to close above it. So another one where it looks, is it a good buy now? Look, you'll probably be okay, and you'll probably be able to make money from current price down the line. But if you want like the best deal possible, then no. I would look for So many confluence, so many things going on right here. We got 3 things going on. We got the yearly open, we got the previous week low, we got the 200 daily EMA. Now look, all of these things are just, particular levels on a chart, but the fact that they're lining up so well at 7 cents is interesting. And that is also the start of this impulse, but really the main demand zone I see is down here at 6.5 cents. Reason being, start of a very large impulse from here. Start of a very large impulse from here. So, anyways, that's what I think about. Is XDC a good buy right now? That's my answer to that question. OB1 says, my man, thanks for killing it every week. Man. Appreciate all your support, OB1. Curtis Clay, is now a good time to buy Ondo or wait for a pullback? A lot of similar questions with altcoins today. A lot of people are uncertain. Are we going to pull back or are we just going to pump from here? And it's a very valid question to be asking at the current moment in time. Again, because we're at a pretty critical juncture in the market with Bitcoin where it's at this previous swing high. Everyone's wondering, are we just going to blast off, or is this just a lower high? Are we going to pull back? What's going on? So I get it. But anyways, back over here to Ondo. Is it a good time to buy it now? Same answer as all the other coins. No, not really. Not really. I mean, look, there's a very good chance it trades higher than 92 cents in the future. So you'll probably be all right if you can take some drawdown and you just buy it here. But I'm sure you're probably asking that question because you want to buy as close to the bottom as possible. You want a really good entry. Well, in that case, I don't think it's a really good entry here. I don't. We have some interesting things down here. I mean, I have it labeled as a long area on my chart, so that tells a story. And that's over at 75 cents. If price never reaches that level, I would be looking at around 85 cents in here, previous week low. Shout out to Eric Royston, says he just got done fishing. Good to see the live. Hope you caught some good stuff, man. We got a question from Crypto LTP5 saying, do you see this move as a DCB? Dead cat bounce. March, April 2022 holds a lot of space in my head. Curious what your thoughts are as to what makes you think we'll go and test all-time highs or passing on BTC, so that's total again. Or have any semblance of a true altcoin season. So, yes, again, I mean, look, the fact that Bitcoin, I just put out a message in the Mastermind similar to this question. Look, the fact that we never took 72, which is that, key level, the fact that it left it behind, that's a tell, right? Remember, when you sit at a poker table and you're looking for some signs of weakness in another player, you look for a little tell. I see the fact that Bitcoin didn't hit 72K as a tell. Tells us something, right? And just like I was saying over here in early April, right? 72K is the liquidity, the jet fuel to have us pump to new all-time highs. We haven't done that. It's still on the table. Despite what the critics may say, 72K is still on the table. And if we pump higher from here, there's a good chance it's going to be a total letdown. Maybe we get an all-time high deviation. Maybe we get some distribution, altcoins pump, when Bitcoin's up here, and then we just nuke. That could happen. It's a very plausible scenario. But yeah, the fact that we never hit 72K, it does still worry me. Everyone is flipping crazy bullish now, and I understand. But A lot of altcoins look, you know, super juicy here, and they're looking really good when you zoom them out to like the weekly or monthly charts. But those all those setups can get ruined in a jiffy if we see you know, Bitcoin maybe push and then nuke. Or from here, is this just a lower high? We don't know yet. But I do still think we hit that target at 100K first, this previous swing high. This is the main target from this rally, for me at least. It's going to be that 100K level. But yeah, I mean, look, 72K never got taken. Everyone's quick to dunk on everyone. Oh, he said 72 and went to 76. It doesn't mean this level has been erased from the chart. This level permanently exists in the chart. It didn't go anywhere. It's still there. So, anyways, hope that helps. Crypto LTP 5. Abdul says, I heard Pakistan and India are going to have a clash today. Yep, they indeed are going to have a clash. We got our old faithful watcher guru. They plan to attack in 24 to 36 hours. So, yeah, I mean, someone said World War III here. Literally is World War III. You got a war in Eastern Europe. You got one in the Middle East. And now you have one over here in, where is this? Like Euro-Asia? Is that where Pakistan and India are? I don't know what that geographical region is technically called, but, you know, we got wars everywhere. What's up with that? What happened to world peace? That's why we need Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace Pack. One of the greatest ballers of all time. But anyways, yes, that is happening. We got some super chats coming in now. We got a super chat from Bob's My Uncle. He says, what do you make of virtual in the ecosystem? So the new bonding curve model, it incentivizes people to buy virtual and stake it so they can get access to the new launches. And then if you get access to a launch but like cash out or something, I think that's how it works. If you cash out early, then they penalize you and they don't give you access to the next launch. So what do I make of it? It's a total Ponzi scheme. You need to buy the token, lock it up with a stake to get access to the new exciting stuff that everyone's hyping up on Twitter. Then when you get access to the new exciting stuff, someone confirm this for me because I'm pretty sure this is how it works. But when you get access to the new exciting stuff, the new launch, but you sell it for a profit, they penalize you and don't give you access to the next one. So you're just stuck holding these tokens. It's a Ponzi. But anyways, that's what I think of the model and the eco right now. That's their hopes to revive it. One thing to note, this daily candle that just closed is very bearish. It shows that we have a straight line with zero pullbacks into a higher time frame level at $1.54, leading to a complete and total rejection. Right, the bulls have just been flatline rejected here. And this candle just closed 9 minutes ago. Sweep of the Monday high as well. You guys know the Monday high trading strategy by now. This is short city. This has a short written all over it, at least back down to the weekly open, I'd say at $1.07. But anyways, Bob, that's my take on the virtuals ecosystem and their current new incentivization model. It just looks like a total Ponzi to me, at least. That's what I think. We got more super chats coming in. We got a super chat from Angel. It says, Connor, would you invest $1,000 on BODA? So this is an interesting question. Would I invest $1,000 into BODA? It's a very personal thing. So I'm sure you're asking for yourself, right? Because you're asking, should I invest $1,000 into BODA? Now, it's tough, right? It's tough for me to say, yeah, just go and buy it now. You're going to get a 100x. I could say that. Of course I could say that. But I'm not the type of guy to say that. That's not me. I'm not going to say that. Look, what I will say is, in terms of BODA, over here on the 14th of April, I put out a tweet saying I'm bullish on it. And on the 14th of April, it was very different from where it is now. Right? It's gone up 219%. It's currently up 142% from that point. It is a very low market cap. I think there's a lot of upside here. Yes, I think you'll probably be okay. But at the same time, it's a 700K market cap meme coin. Like, I might only have 100 people or so watching the stream right now, but thousands of people watch this replay usually. So, like, I have some sense of responsibility to be like don't just go rush and FOMO into a meme coin with a 700K market cap. Like, let's be real for a second. You can go watch some other trash YouTube channels and they will happily, say, yeah, do that. So many come to mind, but that's not what we do here. So, Angel, it's a really tough question for me to answer. I'm bullish on BODA 100%. May the 4th is coming up. I'm looking for this thing to pump into the millions in market cap. But I'm not going to answer if I would buy $1,000 now, especially when it's up 200% or whatever from the 14th when I put out a tweet on it. Yeah, hope that makes sense, man. Shout out to Kylo the dog. Kylo the dog says, Connor dropping the wisdom. Always good to catch you live, brother. Yes, sir. And Kylo says, thanks for the wisdom, my dude. Atlanta's shaping up pretty amazingly. Thanks for putting us on. You already know, man. Appreciate all the support, Kylo, and thank you for the super chat, sir. And let's see. Junior with a $4.99 super chat says, been watching your channel for a while now. Keep up the good work. Can you look at the chart for troll meme coin on Solana? Well, thank you for the kind words, first of all. Now, the troll meme on Solana, you guys asked me about some interesting things. So, Pump Fund coin, that is around a week old, at a $31 million market cap. This is not anywhere near like a biddable coin or a buyable coin for me. New all-time high. Like we know how it ends. We know how it ends. Do you want to play the greater fool theory and say if I buy here, there's going to be a greater fool to buy after me, so I'll be able to sell here? Do you want to play that game? That's up to you. When it comes to these pump fund launches, we know how they all end. So if you want to play with fire, don't be surprised if you get burnt. Such is life. But, yeah, I mean, Junior, do you have anything specific here? Because, look, this chart, it's danger. It's got danger written all over it. Yes, the house coin, when I first said I would be super cautious of it on Sunday over here, yeah, it went up another 100%. It did. Okay, but what's going to happen from here? They're going to keep pushing this thing? Because I truly believe this is like the dumbest coin ever, but, crypto loves the dumbest things. So this one, Troll, is it going to go to 70 million, 100 million? It might. It might, but I would be very careful. And, when it comes to the chart, it just broke out of the all-time high, closed the daily candle above the previous all-time high. So technically speaking, this is bullish, and you have a confirmed breakout. All right, that's the technicals. But I would exercise a lot of caution. And again, if you play with fire, don't be surprised if you get burnt. If you see it pull back, you got a level here at 16 million market cap. But you do have the confirmed breakout, so I'm not saying at all it's a great time to FOMO into it, but you have a confirmed breakout on the daily time frame. Kylo says it's a great project because of peep still in the fourth news. In regards to BODA, yeah, it is a good project. I mean, the people, the community that's formed around BODA, it's something else, dude. People who just have been active in that Telegram group for a year straight, despite any market conditions, is very impressive. Hashtag few. Let's see, we got another super chat from Crypto LTP5. It says, without taking 72,000, what's your strategy with profit taking here? How are you hedging your spot bags? Or have you taken profits on long-term bags already? What's your strategy with profit taking without taking 72K? So without taking 72K, just going off of USDT dominance, main levels I'm looking for, lower, right? This would likely line up with Bitcoin going to 100K. It would be 4.6% here and then 4.38%. Okay, right over here. I think these are good places to look to sell coins. And of course, the macro target, yes, it's the previous lows at 3.8 and then also 3.3%. Okay, now when it comes to this cycle in general, I think this is the last like cycle we'll have, and it's gonna we're gonna have this kangaroo market until like 2030 probably. That's the way I'm seeing it, at least. So what is the kangaroo market? It's big upswings and big downswings on Bitcoin, with altcoins just like completely resetting the board every few months. So yeah, with that being said, while some coins outperform and like hold their value, for example, some stuff recently like Sui, Tau has done a really good job holding its value over time, never going back to those $50, $60 prices, right? So there are going to be particular outliers. But yeah, anyways, strategy with profit taking. Yeah, I'll be looking to sell when USDT dominance hits key levels. And, you know, personally, I do think Bitcoin dominance is going to drop at some point as well. So when this hits key levels as well, that's, you know, time to take profits. Key level at 40 or 53%, and then the big one at 46% is the macro target. But again, if these never do get hit because Bitcoin never hit 72K, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, like I said earlier, even if this is just a dead cat bounce, when you ask that question, even if this is just a dead cat bounce, we want to look for signs of distribution in Bitcoin just like distributing. We want to look for Bitcoin dominance dropping. And, you know, that could potentially be a great time to sell before some type of big nuke. And let's see, how are you hedging your spot bag? So, I mean, look, I actively trade. So, I mean, that allows me to continue to make profit, even just holding. Let's see, have you taken profit on long-term bags? Some of them, but some of them no. And that's why I'm waiting for particular levels on other charts, like I just said. But yeah, anyways, appreciate that super chat. Crypto LTP5. Kylo says, that's my opinion as the Bodalorian. Kylo is the OG Bodalorian. Kylo is a longtime BODA community member. If you know, you know. So we have another super chat now from Bob's My Uncle. It says, can Tau be a long-term hold, 5 to 10 years, maybe longer? I think that we're going to have a similar dot-com bubble boom with AI into 2030. Because the whole world, like, I've said this thesis in the past about how AI is the next industrial revolution. And the world is changing in ways, and it's going to look completely different in 5 years by 2030. Everything's going to be AI. Everyone's going to be using AI. It's going to be a fully part of our life. I wouldn't be surprised if they reach singularity at that point. They have, you know, true AI, AGI, what Cubic is building essentially, like true like a superior version of AI, right? So anyways, to the question, can Tau be a long-term hold, 5 to 10 years, maybe longer? I think we're going to have an insane .com style of bubble burst with AI going into 2030. And we're going to have like retail, normal people just throwing all their money at AI. And there's going to be like, just like Amazon and a few other tech companies, they were able to sell shares at the top in the .com boom, and they were able to build actual companies out of it. I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a big bubble. It's going to burst. And a few projects that manage to like sell strategically and build up a war chest for the tough times that come after the big bubble, they're going to actually be able to build actual sustainable companies into the future. So 5 years, I would say yes, because that's kind of around the time where that big AI bubble burst will happen. Beyond that, it's really hard to say. So let's see. Junior says, I bought 19 million, talking about Troll. Junior bought at 19 million, planning to sell at 42. And Vikey Odin says, me and my friends bought Troll on BullX when it launched around 2 million. We are all selling at the moment, just for your information. So we have someone saying they're selling after hitting at 15x, and another person saying they're holding out for higher. A tale as old as time in the meme coin market. The greater fool theory. Who's going to buy after me? Yeah, Junior, I mean, look, like I just said, right? You do have the confirmed breakout here, but it can easily end in disappointment. So, you're up 50%. Maybe you want to cover risk. Set a stop loss if you can. But just don't lose. That's the biggest thing with trading. Just don't lose money. You can be wrong. Like, you bought it at 19 million. It's at 31 now. You can be wrong in the sense that price can come back below your entry, but you have to be fine with cutting it at break even with a stop loss, and you won't lose any money. And then you can re-enter again if you want. Then if it bounces again, you can again make it risk free. So just don't lose on it. Don't lose money. Anyways. So in regards to the pullbacks we've been talking about, Tau, bearish divergence, higher time frame supply. Seeing an initial reaction so far, it does look ripe for a pullback. CRV, same thing, higher time frame supply. It's a 3 drive. It's a pretty clear 3 drive to me, at least. We find our ellipse tool here. Right, we have a 3 drive on the daily into supply. Like, all these charts do look a little heavy. And let's see, we have near coming and hitting the equilibrium of this big wide red area right here at the 50%. Equilibrium's been hit, swept this previous swing high, or just made an equal high, or just front ran it. This was last week, but anyways, maybe this wants to sweep, but still, right? All these charts, we've had vertical straight lines. We're now consolidating for a few days, with Bitcoin consolidating for a few days, but they all do look relatively heavy. Render, as you guys recall, on Sunday we had this trend line break. Price came and retested it. Now we did have a drop here to $4.10. So out of that, this move was it was like a 10% swing there. And price is now back into supply. Another one where you have a pretty important previous swing high over here. It just didn't close above it, so it did close above this one, I'm aware, at 415, but some things to be potentially weary of. Say didn't close above the previous swing high, SFP'd it today. Let's see, SUI SFP the previous week high. All of these charts look pretty damn good for a move lower before higher here. Every single one of them to me. This never hit on Kaz, but nonetheless, we are seeing a front run of supply and an immediate reaction from that. So all these charts kind of moving as expected here. Let's see. Bob's my uncle says, you follow any YouTubers? I like Crown's Crypto Cave. Bob, I literally don't watch anyone else on YouTube that talks about crypto. I mean, I'm subscribed to some channels, yes, but I'm not sitting down and I'm not like the people that get the most watch time and the most views and the most subscribers. It's like mainstream media. They put out normie stuff. And I've learned at this, like these live streams, they don't really bring in any subscribers whatsoever for me. They're really just to hang out with you guys. And I enjoy doing them as well, but like if I'm going to grow my channel, I need to go back to basically just making regular videos. But anyways, yeah, that's really interesting to me, at least, how like live streams don't really do anything in terms of like growing my channel. It all comes from regular videos. And the reason being is if you go look at the type of crypto content that, you know, people are watching and clicking on, it's like the 100x, like the dumbest stuff possible. So yeah, I find myself not able to watch a lot of other channels because that's the content that grows them. Like someone like Crown is solid. I'm subscribed to Crown. I just haven't watched him in like 6 months. I used to watch him every now and again, but I mean, I have my own process. Like it's good to hear his take on the market, but I'm not reliant on his analysis or anything like that, right? But yeah, like most of these crypto YouTube channels, Crown is solid. There's other solid guys like him, but like a lot of them are just pure trash. So no, I mean, I really don't spend a lot of time watching other people's crypto content. Straight up. Vikey says, the most important question, 100 men versus one gorilla winner. I mean, the 100 men, right? If the 100 guys are actually like trained, like they actually are strong and athletic, like you can gang up on that thing and just rip its eyeballs out of its eye sockets. That thing's going to submit right away. So easily 100 people. Little thumb in the eye action. Come on, that gorilla is not going to want to fight. Run away. Anyways, Vikey Odin says, TAI, any thoughts on a decent entry? Seems like they ramped up the marketing a month ago because I see a lot of YouTubers making vids. Yes. And, you know, I'll tell you it's sponsored in my videos. I'll say it loud and clear. It's a sponsored video. But most of these other people, again, they won't tell you it's sponsored. So, I mean, that's why I don't watch a lot of other crypto YouTube channels. They're just whatever. I digress. Thoughts on a decent entry? There's a level at 6.4 cents, 6.5 cents. Few casualties. Yeah, for sure there'll be a few casualties, right? That's why you have 100. There's strength in numbers, though. What if the gorilla's blind with an insane sense of smell and hearing? Mike Tyson in and bite its ear off. Come on, Sniff. You already knew the answer to that question, man. You're better than that, Sniff. You already knew the answer. Come on. Let's see. King Hell says not seeing a pullback. We'll see. Bitcoin not really given much of a tell, but USDT dominance is, as well as the total itself. Total, again, SFP the previous week high, which may not be much. It might be very marginal, but it is a little bit of a tell here in this consolidation, as well as, again, USDT dominance holding this level really well at 5%, unable to break structure and close beneath the previous swing low. So these are my main reasoning on why I'm expecting a pullback from here. But the market will do what the market wants to do. Let's see. Mike Green, can we look at Rio? So Rio starting to move off of its bottom, the inverse head and shoulders coming into play. So main thing to confirm this bottom would be just breaking the neckline here. The high of that it's 31 cents, and we swept it today. But yeah, I mean, very good chance the higher time frame bottom is in here on Rio. This thing hit 12 cents. Total reset of the board. Hit October 2023 prices. It swept that low. So, yeah, Rio's looking pretty good here. And here's your monthly. So I'd call this buying pretty low in the monthly time frame. Even if we just trade back into, like, this is pretty obvious supply over here. Steep drop. Even if we just trade back into, you know, this supply, you're looking at multiples, like a 4x. So there's money to be made down here. And yeah, potential bottom forming here, depending if it breaks this neckline. But subject. Subject. If it does, you know, back down into the low 20s, high teens. Shout out to you from Providence, Rhode Island, Abby MM. Thank you, Abby MM. Appreciate that. Abdul says house coin breaking out right now. I mean, look, obviously this is being cool. It's obviously being like manipulated pretty hard in order to get people to FOMO. Again, greater fool theory at play here. So I'm not going to budge personally, but shout out to anyone who's making money on house coin. And Vikey says international attention was going down, but India and Pakistan stepped in. Yes, they did. Any new updates about that conflict? Nah, nothing new yet. All right, anyways, guys, I got to catch the end of the Knick game. Hopefully they beat Detroit and go to the second round. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Smash up the like button. Appreciate you all being here. Like I just said earlier, right? Like, yeah, we get some like new subscribers every now and then from the streams, but really for the most part, it's you guys, the same people, tuning in stream after stream. So I do this literally for you guys. Like, yeah. So that's how it is. I appreciate you all. Thank you for, you know, watching the content, engaging, liking, commenting. communicating in the chat. It all means a lot. And let's go, Crypto Empire to the moon, baby. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. My name is Connor, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night. I got some content dropping as well soon, regular videos. You guys will really like them. So hit that bell notification so you don't miss when they do get released.